Hello and welcome to our final group project in Python. Our theme for the project is supermarket sales, and we're going to use different libraries to analyze different sales and distributions by the use of Python. Our group consists of the following members: Mar Noche, Petra Valmar, Sabria Hendrahato, Anaïs Perochat, Eleanor Vanker, and Emma Katama. For this project, we have decided to focus on different sales distribution, but before we get to that, we had to import the library, explore, clean, and visualize the data so that we can move on to the more interesting part, which is performing the analysis. We have decided to focus on different distributions, such as sales per season, per month, per gender, per product line, what type of client buys what type of products, and the type of products based on income. In the end, we would conclude with our findings and what we have learned from this project. The first thing we have to do before moving on with our analysis is importing the library. We do this by using the function import pandas as PD. In the second line, we enter import matplotlib pyplot as plt. This is the function that allows us to transform data into insights. This is like our visualization tool in Python, we could say, and it helps us create plots and charts to better display our results for our analysis.
First, we're going to start to explore the data. After performing simple operations such as dfShape, dfHead7, and dfInfo, we came to the conclusion that the dataset is structured in a way that allows us and the supermarket to analyze various aspects such as sales trends, sales performance, and popularity. Then, in order to get more information on the dataset, we use dfDescribe. Thus, we are provided with some statistical data that summarizes the initial dataset. We can see that the average unit price is $55.75. There's also a variation of $26.52 from the mean unit price, indicating a wide range in prices. The lowest price is 10 and the highest one is $99. And in addition, 25% of the unit prices are below $33 and 75% of the unit prices are below $78. Next, in order to continue our analysis, we're gonna clean the data. We are using dropna in order to remove the null values as well as the duplicates. And after removing the null values and the duplicates, we are going to save the number of rows after cleaning and then describing it by using, again, dfDescribe.
It shows the total sales distribution percentage according to two genders, male and female. As you can see here, the sales distribution is mainly occurring through females for 51.9% instead of 49.1% of males. But it is a very small difference, so both genders are almost equally drawn to the merchandise. For sales distribution times city, this pie chart shows the total sales distribution percentage according to three different cities: Yangon, Naypyidaw, Mandalay. As observed, the sales distribution is almost equally distributed, although it is a bit more present in the first one, Naypyidaw with 34.2%, followed by Yangon 33%, and finally Mandalay 32.8%. In this case, we chose a bar chart to be able to see the variability of those total sales according to the product line. And we catch three main products following each other closely: fashion accessories, reaching 1,000 sales, food and beverage, home and lifestyle. Then we see following sports and travel, health and beauty, and finally electronics accessories, but all of those are above 900 sales.
So now we're going to use pandas and Python functions to perform the desired analysis and get out information on our supermarket sales data. First, we want to see the impact of seasons on sales in our supermarket. In order to do so, we're going to create a function with conditionals to differentiate the seasons, and then create an empty list to store those seasons, and then add those corresponding seasons to that same list. Then we'll calculate the sales percentage for each season by dividing the total new column by the total previous column, and then multiply it by 100. Then we'll print those sales percentage and create a pie chart with it. This pie chart shows the total sales percentage based on seasons. From these results, we can read that there are almost double as many sales in winter season as in summer season. To go deeper in the analysis, we're gonna divide now the sales by the month, and we're gonna use the same thinking as before. In this pie chart, we divide the sales by 3 months to get a more accurate response than from the analysis on seasons. We can conclude that in the first 3 months of the year, the sales are approximately the same. Now, to get further information on the type of customers we have, we're going to divide the sales per gender. To do so, we're going to create 2 empty lists called male and female sales, and then create a for loop with conditionals to differentiate those 2 genders. We'll then create 2 columns with those 2 variables and group the product line for each columns. Then we'll get the total sales for each product by summing up those 2 columns, and then get the percentage for each region out of it. Then we create a table with the 6 main product lines showing the sales line variable on a descending order. Next, we analyze sales per product line or by categories, and here we use a bar plot, and which can be seen by the code. We see that in the x-axis we did product line, while the y-axis is the total sales. We have analyzed from 6 different categories, and here we can see that the most sales are between home and lifestyle and fashion accessories. However, in the previous graph, the numbers or the values are not the true ones. So to fix that, we use the group by function to find total sales for each product. In the graph, we see that it still looks more or less the same. However, sports and travel have changed to the most sales, and electronic accessories has surpassed health and beauty. We also analyzed sales per client type, and these client types are with or without subscription. Same as last one, in this one we also used the group by function. As I've mentioned before, we analyzed the 2 different types, which are with or without subscription, and here we can see how much the 2 types differ with sales. As you can see from the graph, the two doesn't differ too much when the members have a total sale of 50%, while the non-members have a total sale of 49%. We also analyzed the products sold based on their incomes. We also used the group by function as well as the pivot, which reconstructs the columns and rows of a table. From the table, we can see that we grouped by 5,000s, and this way we can see what each group spends most on. For example, the first 2 groups spends more on fashion accessories, the 3rd group spends most on health and beauty, and the 4th group also spends most on fashion accessories, while the last group spends most on sports and travel.
As for seasonality, the supermarket has honest sales during winter and spring, and winter showed a dominance of 66% of the purchases. But when analyzing furthermore, we saw that the sales were almost evenly spread out through January, February, and March. And as for the gender of the buyers, we divided the data into product lines, and we saw that they're almost spread out evenly in between the 2 genders for each line, but health showed the dominance of male buyers, of 67% of the sales being for males, and then 58% of the food sales were made by females. As for customer types, we decided on analyzing their income and if they had membership. We observed that the sale percentage between members and non-members was almost non-existent. It was about 50-50 approximately. And additionally, we see that the customers that bring more sales in all the product lines are the twins. So the most sales were from higher income customers, those earning more than 20,000, and then the following that actually did more sales were those earning less than 5,000. These findings suggest potential opportunities for targeted customers, marketing strategies, and inventory management for other decisions to optimize sales based on seasonal variation, product lines, and profiles of the supermarket customers.